Have you ever wondered about what improvements are going to give you the highest rate of return, especially if you're thinking of selling in the next year or two? A lot of homeowners think that any kind of improvement is good for a house and for the rate of return. Now, if you want to make an improvement to your house to customize it more to your taste completely, that's just fine. But if you want to know what things are going to give you the best rate of return, I'm going to help you with that by telling you what will and what won't bring higher rates of return. Now, when thinking about expanding a house, a lot of times a garage is a natural thing to think of for expansion rather than having to build new walls, etc. But in most cases, new homeowners, they do want to be able to use the garage space. So it's preferred that you leave the garage space as it is and not do a remodel. Now, I don't have the exact statistic on that, but most owners want to have their own garage for their storage as well as for their car, especially in California where we don't have basements. That's part of the storage area. Solar panels can be a wonderful way to get more efficient heating and cooling to keep their energy costs lower. But as far as actually getting the panels and putting them in for the cost anyway, there's usually only about a 10% return. Might be just a little bit higher in the warmer states, but it's not a whole lot higher than that. So if you do get the solar panels, do it for yourself to keep your costs down. Also, a pool is something that some people just really want to have, but overall that's only going to bring about a 50% rate of return. In a lot of cases, the pool might cost $47,000 to build, but you might only get like $23,000 back on the rate of return. So keep that in mind. If you want it for yourself, just go right ahead. But if you're trying to get the best return, it's not one of the better things. Also, customizing too much, for example, with wallpaper and little nooks and things like that, that's specific to your taste, I recommend against that if you're doing it for resale reasons. It looks more personal as far as personal taste. So that's something that the rate of return is not going to be as good on. Okay, now let's talk about the things that are going to make the biggest difference for your rate of return when you sell your house. Well, first of all, flooring and paint are unnatural. So if you have older carpeting in the house, nowadays people really do like the vinyl or the laminate flooring very much. They also like wood still, but I think laminate and vinyl offer a nice, more affordable price, and it's what people are really seeming to want when they have a remodeling done. And painting is very inexpensive, and it makes just a huge difference as far as the way the house just pops for showing your house. So always a good thing when you're getting ready to sell. Now let's talk about a kitchen and bath remodel. Most often with the kitchen remodel, take a look at what's most popular in houses that are selling pretty quickly. You'll see it's nice and light and bright, and a kitchen remodel or bathroom remodels usually bring in about 71% or so for rate of return. A little extra office space can make a big difference in resale value. I don't have the exact rate on it. Curb appeal can be one of the best rates of return if you're getting ready to sell a house. So let's say you spend possibly $3,500 or so. You might get as much as $14,000 plus rate of return on that improvement. It's like over 300%. So that could be just shaping things up outside, planting a few more things, putting some new rocks in, maybe adding new numbers to the house to make it look more modern, more up to date. Now, believe it or not, a garage door can be a really good rate of return item also when you're a year or two away from selling your house. So let's say on a mid-range type of house or mid-grade house, that might be between 1,200 square feet and 1,800 or so. Let's say you just put a simple new metal garage door up that's clean and white and everything. You can get a rate of return of like 120%. It's really quite good. So it might cost you $1,200 or $1,300, but you'll get $2,500 rate of return on that item. So that's another good one. Also, windows can be a pretty good rate of return. Not as good as that though. So with windows, I don't recommend replacing all of them unless there's some broken seals and things like that. But let's say vinyl windows, those might bring in about a 71% rate of return if you were to replace all the windows. It does make the house look a lot fresher and better, no doubt about it. Now, ADUs or accessory dwelling units are really popular to add once in a while to a yard to get some extra income. Most often right now, the cost of that could be maybe $80,000 to $150,000, depends how large the ADU is. It's also known as a granny flat or casita. Your rate of return on the actual building and stuff might be between 44% and maybe 65%. Although there is a rental income from it, so that is a nice feature to have. If you're interested in this topic and more like it, you might want to watch one of my videos about buying a flipped house. I also have some neighborhood videos as well. Have a great day.